All right. Mock draft season, mock draft time T. Favorite time of the year. I think this is the first time we've ever done one of these before, like live and like kind of going back and forth between the two of us. Um yeah, man, draft this Thursday, right? It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to kind of see where all the cards fall. Um we got like a nice little interesting surprise trade yesterday with the Bengals deciding to get Dexter Lawrence for the 10th pick. How did you feel about that?
Surprising, definitely not on par with like what Cincinnati normally does because they don't. Number one, they don't spend money. They extended them right away, so they got them for 3 years total now.
You know what that's about,
Um,
right?
yeah, I mean, we all
Uh,
know,
Burrow's putting the fear
but
of God in them boys right now, I bet.
exactly. And then two, I mean, Cincinnati usually never trades. Like if anything, I would expect them maybe to trade up, to get somebody, but to
I
kind of say
agree.
forget pick 10, forget first round pick. Let's go get a starting D tackle. I mean, they've added so many players on their defense. So, hey, I thought it was great for both teams, to be
I
honest.
think I think it's good for both teams too. I think there's a contingent of me where I'm like, dang, like why not just extend Trey Hendrickson and then draft somebody with your 10th pick? But
Yeah,
I mean, it's neither here nor there. I do think it's a really, really good win for the Giants, bro. You swung and you got a top 10 pick out of Dexter Lawrence in this year's draft. That's
yeah,
impressive. That's
5 and 10.
impressive.
You got 5 and 10.
5 and 10, so you can really improve how you want to move as a team. So now, uh, let's get into a mock draft, right? So I think how we're gonna do it, especially with the fact that you know, your Jets are picking at 2, right?
Hmm.
Um, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna alternate picks, except for when we get to the Browns at 6. I'm going to pick for the Browns at 6. We're just gonna do the
Cool.
first round, right? And I'm thinking too of like who you would pick if you had your opportunity. If we have time towards the end, right? Who would you pick if you had your opportunity in maybe rounds 2, 3, and maybe 4 for the Jets? Who you got your eye on in those later rounds
Perfect.
going forward? So, without further ado, let me set this up. We're gonna pick for all the teams. So I'm gonna start at 1. I'm gonna keep the speed as slow. I think we're good to start. Right, we'll do
You got
3
you got the
rounds.
easiest first pick of them all, for real.
Well, yeah, but that's we're not going. You're not going to spend too much time on this one, right?
Oh yeah.
So this one, obviously, we are going to take Fernando Mendoza
Hmm.
for the Raiders. I mean, come on, we all
Yeah.
know, we all know that's
Yeah.
what's going to happen. For your Jets, who are the Jets going to take this Thursday, or who do you want? How do we even do this? What is your mindset when you do mock drafts? Right? Do you do it when it's like who I think they're going to pick, or who I want them to pick? Whenever you're doing a mock draft.
I go to who I think they're gonna pick
Okay.
because sometimes they kind of like line up perfectly that way. But especially for my team, like I try to go off, okay, who's the mindset of like the GM? Because I don't know every single GM right in the league, perfectly. But when it's my team, I definitely go off what I think the GM will do.
Mhm.
That kind of goes around. So with the Jets, listen, I'm just gonna put it to bed. I'm tired of hearing the David Bailey, Arvell Reese debate back and forth. Listen, David Bailey is a dog. He is an amazing edge rusher. He's great.
Very
Okay.
good at what he does.
But he gets after the passer. That's it. Arvell Reese, in my opinion, if you pull up his tape, he can do it all. He can line up anywhere, linebacker, edge, whatever, he can do it all. And he's moved around the field a bunch. So he can rush the passer, he could definitely stop the run, and he also goes in coverage. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna go guard somebody's, number slot receiver or whatever all the time, but he can do that. And he can also guard the number one tight end. So combine speaks for itself as far as measurable speed. The pick here is Arvell Reese without a doubt to me. If
And
you're
another
eight,
thing, in this age of mobile quarterbacks too, a guy who can spy that quarterback like he did a number of times at Ohio State, being able to kind of chase down the quarterback when he tried to get outside the pocket and scramble. We saw him do that a number of times. That's
yep,
just his skill set is just so versatile. I agree with everything you just said.
yep, yep.
So
Reese
Arvell
Reese
Reese at
had
2.
two.
All
Yep,
right.
Reese had two.
So I might ask you for some help here with pick number 3, right?
Okay.
On some level, I think the Cardinals won't do the dumb thing and
Hmm.
won't take Ty Simpson at 3. I'm seeing a lot of smoke that he'll end up a Cardinal. Now, they could trade out of this pick. I've heard that they do want to trade out of this pick. I've heard rumors about that. Daniel Jeremiah has Francis Mauigoa being picked for them at 3, right?
Couldn't disagree
Uh,
more, but
couldn't disagree more. Okay.
yeah,
So for me now, obviously the best players available are Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Mauigoa, Caleb Downs, so on and so forth. If you're the Cardinals, right, I do think it makes the most amount of sense to try and trade out this pick, right?
yeah,
Um, at the end of the day, you have so many needs, so many
so
needs,
many, yeah.
and just taking one player here in particular doesn't make a ton of sense to me. So I could see them being a trade partner with the Dallas Cowboys, who want what Caleb Downs, I think is who they want. Or no, they want
They
Sonny
want
Styles, don't they?
Sonny, yeah,
Yeah,
they want
Sonny
Sonny.
Styles. I could see them being a trade partner with Sonny Styles. So if I'm the Cardinals,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with what Daniel Jeremiah says here. I'm gonna take Noah, right?
Okay.
Um, they do need tackle for the eventual QB that they're going to end up drafting here at some point.
Hmm.
Um, do they have another pick in the first round?
No, they only got one. I think the only two teams with multiple. There's three teams now, multiple picks: Jets, Giants, Cowboys.
Interesting. I
Yep.
do think they're going
Oh,
to trade back.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, okay. I think they're going to trade back in the first round. I think they're going to try and get Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals, come hell or high water, will end up with Ty Simpson. I'm going to pick Noah though for this
Yep.
one here.
Yep.
All right, Titans. Who you got?
I go back and forth. Before I would have said Jeremiah Love, maybe, it depend on the head coach. It's a defensive minded head coach. I got the Robert Saleh PTSD. They're going defense. Now, who's it going to be? That's a great question that I've been kind of going back and forth on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty simple though. They're going to take David Bailey at 4. I think if David Bailey is not the pick at 2, I would switch the Jets and Titans pick. So if David Bailey went 2 to the Jets, Reese would go 4 to the Titans. So here I'm going David Bailey 4 to the Titans.
I like it. I like it. For the Giants, Sonny Styles, right?
Yep.
And like I said, Darren Jeremiah has him going to the Giants here. And I
Good
think he
man.
makes
Hey,
sense because if you really think about it, if you really think about it, I think he just kind of makes sense for what Harbaugh does in terms of how he kind of built the defense he had out in Baltimore, right?
agreed. Yeah.
That linebacker, that versatility that he had, and what was it? Why am I blanking on his name? Uh, Roquan
Patrick
Smith,
Queen. Roquan Smith. Yeah.
Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, right? Or he could go get Caleb Downs here too, right? If you really think about it, Caleb Downs might not be a bad pick. The Giants could, in these two top 10 picks, they could go both go defense, right? I'm gonna say they go Sonny Styles here, right?
Oh, I like that pick.
I think I'm gonna say go Sonny Styles here. Yep. So I'm gonna pick for the Browns too here.
Hmm.
Um, they're trading back. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If I'm the Browns and I go offensive lineman here, right? You could take him, and to me, there's a tier of wide receivers, right? You've got Makai Lemon, you've got Carnell Tate, you've got Jordan Tyson, right? Those guys are to me in strength, surefire, going to contribute day one, whatever team they go to. A tier below that is guys I'm not so sure about, right? Guys like your KC Concepcion's, your Denzel Boston's,
Hmm.
your I know I'm missing another guy in that kind of like that echelon. But those type of guys, right? And it's like, yes, we need O line. Yes, we need to kind of shore up the offensive tackle. But I mean, they did a great job kind of addressing offensive tackle, in my personal opinion, in free agency. So it's less of a priority to me. And it's like, okay, if you take a wide receiver, or if you take an offensive lineman, you're not going to have your pick of wide receiver that could contribute the way you could offensive lineman, right? That's kind of my mindset. So in my personal opinion, if it was me, I'm taking the wide receiver, whether that be Jordan Tyson, whether that be Carnell Tate, whether that be Makai Lemon at 6.
Okay.
Now, that being said, I think I want to go with the safest pick if I'm the Browns, right? And the safest pick, in my personal opinion, is Carnell Tate. So a roundabout way to say I'm probably, if I'm the Browns, I'm taking Carnell Tate at 6 because he's big bodied, he makes contested catches, he blocks well. That's all traits that you want in an offense, especially an offense that's probably going to be super run dependent because of your uncertainty at quarterback. So I'm taking Carnell Tate at 6 for the Browns. Uh, I'll let you get. Dang, I accidentally picked Jeremiah Love
Yeah,
for.
you know what's crazy? That was my pick anyway, so it
That
didn't
was your
even
pick?
matter. That's why I didn't even say
Okay.
nothing. You're good, bro.
All right, cool. So that puts me back on the clock at 8
Hmm.
for the Saints. I think they're going to go receiver here, man.
Yeah, they might have to.
They might have to. So if they go receiver here, because I think they like what they have in what's his name? Uh,
Well,
why am I blank?
Olave? Oh, you talking about
Tyler
quarterback?
Shuck. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tyler
Tyler
Shuck.
Shuck. Yeah.
Chris Olave's played pretty well for them, right? I could see them going edge too with Ruben Bain. Um, although I've heard Ruben Bain has kind of been sliding lately for whatever reason, and I
People are still stuck on the arm thing. I think he's fine. He can play. He can play.
he could play. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go edge for them. Actually, I'm gonna change my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna go edge for them. I'm gonna go Ruben Bain. I think
Bang.
I'm gonna say yeah. I think they take
I
him.
like that.
And even Daniel Jeremiah has them going edge, but we already had David Bailey going to we had David Bailey going to the Titans. So we're
Yeah.
gonna Ruben Bain here.
Yeah.
All right, you're back for the Chiefs. Who you got? At
Man,
10?
the Chiefs always seem I want to just say this. I'm tired of people saying the Chiefs are going to take receiver at 9. No receiver they take in the first round ever works out for them, right? This is between two players for me. I don't care. This is how it is in my mind. It was Caleb Downs or Kenyon Sadiq. No other options. We know Travis Kelsey's he's about to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do value Andy Reid as long as he's still a coach. He does value tight ends very much. Pat Mahomes loves his tight ends, right?
He does.
Um, but they also lost their starting safety.
Yeah, they
Um,
traded away McDuffie, right? Went to the
yeah,
Rams.
well, that's their corner safety, Brian Cook. I believe he left.
True, he went to the
Um,
Bengals.
yes, to the Bengals. So I think they replace him right here. Give me Caleb Downs at 9 for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Also, bro, the Bengals are kind of having a quietly solid off season, although I don't love letting go of Hendrickson. They are having a quietly good off season. All right, so now at 10 for the Giants. I don't know, TJ. I don't know about you. I just have a sneaky feeling, you know, I'm seeing Ian Rappaport report, excuse me. I'm seeing Ian Rappaport go online on Twitter talk about, that the Giants were at Jordan Tyson's workout and then traded Dexter Lawrence for that 10th pick. I saw they were there. I think I have a sneaky feeling in my gut, even though me personally, would I do it with the injury history? No, I'm not doing it, but I have a
Yeah.
feeling in my gut the Giants are going to take Jordan Tyson here at 10.
Yeah. Me too, in a weird way. I mean, you kind of have to though a little bit because Malik Neighbors, like he didn't play, he was hurt, right? They Wandale Robinson is gone, their leading receiver. He went to the Titans, I believe. So he's out of there. You don't really have a receiver room anymore. So outside of Malik Neighbors, which his health is kind of uncertain too. So just say go get wide receiver number 2, regardless of the health history.
Guess so. So they take him at 10. So who do the Dolphins
Hmm.
take at 11?
I have no idea, and I don't say this just as a Jets fan because they're in our division. I have no idea what Miami is doing besides rebuilding correctly. Now, I don't know what way that they want to go about that. They gave Malik Willis a little bit too much money, in my opinion, but whatever. They got rid of everybody on the roster. Um, it's either corner for me, it's corner or receiver. I've been going back and forth. Like, I don't really know. Um,
Mhm.
I think they do the weirdest pick in the draft, in the
Mhm,
first round, and that's Jared McCoy, out of Tennessee. I know he didn't play at all last year, but I've been seeing a lot of buzz about McCoy to Miami, just
mhm.
on socials and stuff. But he's a great player. If you watch his 2024 tape, he actually is really good. Great technique. He can play physical too. So I mean, kind of go back to old Miami ways, get a corner, kind of see what you can do from there. But yeah, I'm gonna go Jared McCoy for this pick.
Alright, Jerry McCoy it is. Alright, and that takes us to the Dallas Cowboys at 12. I think the Cowboys this is if they stay at like I said, they're probably gonna trade up with either one of the Browns or the Cardinals, right? So if they
Yeah.
stay at 12, though, I would say they probably end up taking Mansour Delane.
Okay.
I think that's probably who they're gonna end up because they do need cornerback help. So they're gonna
They
end up
do.
taking him. Brings up the Rams at 13.
Phew. This this pick is hard because I don't think the Rams necessarily. I don't buy that their wide receiver or their needs are wide receiver. Um, Tackle linebacker, sure, yeah. I think they're kind of like a more complete team, like in the NFL, because they know how to not use their picks correctly, like trade them away or But I do like Spencer Fano to them only because he can play so many different
Yep.
positions on the line, and it never hurts when your team is already pretty well rounded to add to your offensive line, because they're
Okay.
going to take a quarterback next year. Matthew Stafford's not going to play forever, so
Mhm.
give me Spencer at 13.
Okay. We'll take Spencer Fano at 13. 14 for the Ravens. This gets interesting, right? Because I think this is a possible landing spot for Makai Lemon. I really do. Um, it also makes sense for them to in upgrade some of the offensive line talent that they have as well.
Correct.
Uh, so it's tough for me to kind of figure out what direction they would go here.
Mhm.
Um,
I got a player in mind, but I want to see if you have the same person as me.
I think I'm gonna go the Penn State guard.
Yeah, that's
I
exact.
think
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go the Penn State guard. I don't like butchering names, right? So, Ione is his last
I
name.
think that's how you say his last name. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I think the Ravens take him to kind of help their offensive line. Who do the
Okay.
Buccaneers take at 15?
Ooh. Uh, I think the smartest pick is to take Sadiq. To be honest.
I like
Um.
that. You bring him with Kate Otten along with Emeka Buka
Yeah.
and what's his name? Chris Godwin still,
Yeah.
kicking out there in the wide receiver
He's
core.
still kicking. Yeah. 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 Their
Bro, he's
running
had
back
so
room
many
is set too.
injuries. His running back room is
Yeah.
set. Even though Bruce Irving himself has had a lot, he's been dealing with a lot of injuries too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like Kenyon Sadiq. All right, take them at 15. And now we're gonna switch back to you. We're gonna let you double dip here. You're gonna pick for your Jets. Who do the
Mhm.
Jets take at 16?
And my heart of hearts, I think this is where the Cardinals try to make some type of trade us to get Ty Simpson. I don't think it's
Okay.
ever in the books for us to get Ty Simpson at 16. It's us or the Cardinals. The Cardinals will find a way to get him, whether at 16, pick 16 or 33 to us.
Mhm.
Um, Now, do I think we're gonna go wide receiver here? I I, I kind of don't think so. I know a lot of fans are going to be mad about that. It just kind of is what it is to me. I think you have bigger needs than just that. Um, if you have the chance, I'll be honest, I kind of like Mansour Delane or not Delane, sorry. Um, I like Avion Terrell here. I know that's kind of like a reach. Um, it's so hard, bro, because I go back and forth. But all right, my final pick for this, if I'm going to go off what I think the GM is going to do, because that's what I said I do with my team,
Mhm.
give me Omar Cooper Jr. at 16.
That's high. Over bro, Makai Lemon is still there. So you don't think he's gonna take
Makai
Makai
Lemon
Lemon?
had a terrible interview with the Jets, apparently. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but
Mm.
I think they kind of moved off him. Denzel Boston, of course, is in that mix, but I've been hearing Omar Cooper Jr. too much. Now, I think 16 is way too high, but sometimes there's players that, hey, Aaron Glenn said it himself. If you want your guy, go get your guy. I think Omar Cooper has been floated around too much at 16, so give me him at 16.
It's crazy because I'm looking at Dan Jeremiah's draft right now. That's where he has Omar Cooper Jr. going too.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yep.
okay. Omar Cooper Jr. is 16.
Yeah.
So this means Makai Lemon is falling here in our mock draft.
Yeah. He's still going first round, I think, but yeah.
Absolutely, no doubt in my mind. Um, 17 for the Lions. I think this is where they take Monroe Freeling. I think they take him off
Yep.
the board.
Yeah. I like that though.
If
I
you
think
if he lasts this long, right?
yeah, that's the thing. God, this the next pick is so laughable, so on par for the Vikings that couldn't be funnier. But
What do you think the Vikings are gonna do?
oh, they're taking Dylan, safety from Oregon. I don't care. That's what they're
That's,
doing. Their next Harrison Smith. I mean,
you're
not
literally like step for step where Daniel Jeremiah like on your last two picks.
yeah, that's right where I'm at.
Okay, so that puts the Panthers here. I think this is their wide receiver needs, right? Because what they got right now at the wide receiver core,
Ted.
they've got Tet. I was saying they have one reliable guy. I know Xavier Leggett has been a disappointment.
Jalen Coker's all right.
Jalen
He's okay.
Jalen Coker's all right. So it's like, okay, yeah, they could go Makai Lemon here. They could. But I think they do like Jalen Coker because Jalen Coker, he plays in the slot, right? Doesn't he? If I'm not
Yeah, he's
mistaken.
a slot guy. Yeah, he's
And I
more
think
slot.
if you get Makai Lemon, he's a guy that you also want to play in the slot more often than not.
Correct.
So it depends. Do you like Makai Lemon more than you like Jalen Coker? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You don't want to overdraft too many players at that position. If you hadn't
Correct.
taken Kenyon Sadiq, I probably would have him go here. Um, that being the case, though, oof, I think here, I think here is
They're in a tough spot.
they're in a tough spot. This is probably another if the draft shook out the way it did with how we had it go, this is
Hmm.
probably another trade down position for you, like here in my personal opinion, because there's not a
Yeah.
lot here that you'd wanna exploit. Um, Screw it. I'll probably say maybe they take Akeem Mesidor, right, for the defensive edge. Or I mean, they
Yeah.
don't have an edge need per se, but they do like defensive interior, I guess. So I'll say
Yeah.
Akeem Mesidor. I'll say it
Yeah.
goes here.
Hmm. That's a good pick in my eyes.
Yeah. So who you got now for Dallas?
Oh man, we had them taking Delane first, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, I I'm gonna be honest. I'm floating between two players. It's either C.J. Allen or Cade McDonald. Um, I
I can see that.
I don't know. They need defense, all defense. The whole first round really. Um, Give me the better of the two. I love Cade, and I think he's going to be great. I do
Hmm.
think he's more of like a later round pick. Give
Hmm.
me CJ Allen. I think CJ Allen, he just kind of looks like a Cowboys like linebacker to me. So give me CJ Allen out of Georgia for
All
Dallas.
right. CJ Allen, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh
This
God.
this is interesting because I could definitely see this being a Ty Simpson place, but I also don't feel like I feel like the ghost of Kenny Pickett will haunt them for years to come about mid first round quarterbacks or late first round quarterbacks, whatever you want to call it. So I feel
Yep.
like to some extent they're not going to they don't want to really take that risk, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I wonder if then Caden Proctor fell here for us, huh? I wonder if by the way, let me say this, even though Caden Proctor fell in our mock draft, because some of it is what I would do in terms of how I would pick it.
Mhm.
Um, Caden Proctor's probably going top 10 or 15. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
he
that right
is.
now.
Yeah, he is.
I personally don't think he should. But I'll say this right now, even though it didn't shake out in our mock draft, that man's probably going in the top 10 or 15 based
Yep.
off everything I've seen and heard. Um, but I think they're gonna go Blake Miller here.
Ooh, I like Blake Miller though.
Yeah, he's a good tackle. He's got
Yep.
upside.
Chargers, man, I don't even know. They're two players for me, Cade McDonald or Manuel McNeil Warren. if you're going off Harbaugh, what he's going to do, first off, they're not getting a wide receiver. I'm sorry, they're just not. They don't care to throw the ball enough, in my opinion, even though they still have Herbert. Um, God, if you had to, I don't know, man. This is. I'm gonna go this because I want to see what you do at the next pick. Give me McNeil Warren at 22.
I was going to pick McNeil Warren for the Eagles. Uh,
Okay,
so
we'll do this then. No, we'll do this then. That's fine. That's fine because I was going back and forth. Do Cade McDonald at 22 to the Chargers because that was
okay.
my next.
So 22 to the Chargers goes McDonald.
Yeah.
And then I'll do McNeil Warren here. Because I mean, bro, they have Quinyon Mitchell, right? They need
Yeah.
a safety too. Toledo alum. And I mean, it's not like Quinyon is not like is like disappointed or anything. Like he's been balling out there in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna go McNeil Warren here if he's still available. Crazy
Mhm.
because you were not hearing about him being like anywhere near the first round up until like what, right before the combine or maybe after.
Right before like the Senior Bowl. Yeah. Like right
Yeah.
around that time. Yeah.
So shout out to him for rising up in the draft boards. For the Browns here, I'm going to tell you right now, if Caden Proctor fell this far, which I doubt, they are running that card. Like, if they did it for like, they're running that card up there, and I'd understand it. I'm comfortable with
Yeah.
taking Carnell Tate at 6 and having Caden Proctor at
Mm.
24 as your potential tackle, even though like a lot of people admit he's a project. I'm comfortable, and a lot of Browns fans are scarred by Jed Wills. I'm actually comfortable taking Caden Proctor here if
Okay.
he were to fall. So I'm good with that. All right. Who you got for Chicago?
At first, I was gonna take Caden for them, but I feel like Caden is way too good and too much of a game breaker to kind of stay that late. I do think Chicago still needs D line though. I know center is their top need, but you're not gonna drop to center at 25, in my opinion. You can kind of do that in the second round and still get great production. Probably the number one center still.
Mm-hmm.
So with this pick, give me TJ Parker out of Clemson. I know he can play edge too, but when you watch his tape, dude, he's just a bigger, stronger guy than everybody else. So and with Caden gone, give me TJ Parker at 25.
All right. For the Bills, I'm gonna say this is an interesting one. I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna do I had it. It's- I think we already took the linebacker that I thought. Did we take him? Yes,
CJ.
yeah, CJ Allen. Okay, so he's gone. My mistake.
Hmm.
Um I'll say what do they need? What are their needs? Linebackers and safety. Linebacker, safety, and tackle, defensive tackle. Um, no problem. I'm gonna go Caleb Banks here. Yeah, that's what I'm
Big
gonna go
big
with.
body.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Caleb Banks here.
This brings me to the most hilarious pick of the whole draft because I guarantee this is going to happen because their wide receiver room is a mess. And if
Hmm.
this player falls, this is where he's going. Give me Makai Lemon to San Fran. Brandon
I can
Ayuk's
get
not playing another
pers-
down for 49ers. One of their
I can.
receivers got shot for God's sake. Um,
You love.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, if he's there, give me Makai Lemon. If it's not him, give me Denzel Boston. But
Yeah,
for the sake of our draft,
I think Ayuk is going to be a commander. By the way, I think that's coming.
yeah,
We'll see what he does when he gets there, though. All right, Texans. Looking at I feel like if I'm the Texans, bro, I lean into strength, right? Your
yeah,
defensive line is just nasty right now,
yeah.
right? And the wide receiver core isn't terrible, right? What they got, what's his name? Nico Collins.
Mhm.
Um, is it Jaden Higgins or there's another? I'm missing a guy. Why am I missing the name? I think
No, you're not. Tank Dell, Nico Collins,
it was a rookie that
Jaden
they drafted.
Higgins.
Jaden
It was Jaden
Higgins.
Higgins. Yeah.
Jaden Higgins, okay. He slashed. He was solid for them this year. It's not anything like crazy that jumps off the page because Nico Collins, like, he's not an elite wide receiver, but he's still a very strong, like, probably top 15ish wide receiver, I would say. Like, he's pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, but not a wide receiver core that you're in love with. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, it's not something that's a glaring need. What running backs are available at this stage? It's not a deep running
None
back
worth that
class.
high. None that high.
None that high. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would lean into the strength and I take Keldrick Falk.
Yeah, I like Falk. Yeah, he's what, 6'8"?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy at DN. But it's a
facts.
Chiefs. Look, we gave Chiefs who we'd have them taking first. Caleb Downs, so I had him picking first. In a weird way, I want to go receiver here and say, man, they're going to take receiver. I just don't think that happens, especially with Pat Mahomes still being out. You kind of go best available here, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Avion Terrell, corner from Clemson, which is kind of funny because they had Trent McDuffie, and I believe he's from Clemson, but I could be wrong. So please don't quote me on that. But give me Terrell here.
Okay, bet. Maybe on Terrell. And then here at pick 30, the Dolphins. So I get to pick for them.
Yeah, we gave them a
Um,
corner. We gave them Jerry McCoy at 11.
yeah, I think this is where Casey Concepcion ends up because I think they're going to take a wide receiver.
Yeah, probably. New England, I don't even know what they're gonna do here. I guess tackle. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't really know if they need tackle necessarily with the first round. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I would like a D lineman for them. I know it's always hard when you're kind of drafting for teams in your division.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me get a little bit of a let me get a curveball here. Give me Kristen Miller out of Georgia for the Patriots.
All right. What do you like about him?
Like I said, he can move well for his size. I think he kind of, in a lot of fronts, he kind of shows his strength. Yeah, he fits well for what Patriots like to do. So
Gotcha. And then last but not least, we got the Seahawks. Man, so it's the wrong time to need a running back. I'll tell you that much.
except when they trade the Jets for Brees Hall.
Eventually, strong
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
I think this is probably. I think the 27 to 32 range is probably where if Ty Simpson isn't gone by then, somebody
Hmm.
trades back in to get him.
Yeah.
Personally, um, I'm
There's
gonna
there's one
say
name that sticks out to me. I just want to see if we pick the same.
because I always go with drafting needs, and there's nobody here that kind of like fits that need. Oh, nah. See, here's the thing about D'Angelo Pons, right?
He's 5'8".
That's the only problem. That's literally the only problem, bro. Everything else
Yeah,
about his game,
it's
like,
disgusting.
is
Yeah,
literally what you would want out of a corner. Specifically, if you're gonna put him in a slot, right?
correct.
So it's like, do you really want to put a pick like that as a slot corner in the first round? Like, you're gonna draft a slot corner in the first round? I don't know if I would do that personally.
Yeah. Ooh.
Uh, I don't know. So Daniel Jeremiah has them taking because I really don't know where to go with this pick. Has them going Jadarian Price. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of high. I like Price's game though. I mean, two Notre Dame running backs in the first round. That's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go.
okay, I like it. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go Jadarian Price, and we'll let you pick at least the Jets since they're first up. Who are the Jets drafting in the second round?
This is where we smoke screen the Cardinals. They're going to trade up one pick to take Ty Simpson, and
Okay.
somehow we're going to fleece him out of another pick. Um, but I don't think Ty Simpson was in the cards for us at all. That was kind of clear by getting Geno.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that 2027 is a draft for us. We have three first round picks. It shouldn't even be a question. That's where you go get your quarterback of the future, or who you hope. The Cardinals, listen, go get Ty Simpson. He could be good for y'all. I don't know, but I think this is the spot where they move up a pick and take them. So
Okay.
yeah,
But if you're picking at 33 or 34, then who are you
if I'm
picking for
picking
the
at
Jets?
33 and the board falls like this, um, after going uh Arvell Reese at 2, and then at 16 I went Omar Cooper Jr. It makes it tough. I kind of want to. I kind of want to boost the O line a little bit more. I know we got Dylan Parham from the Raiders, but give me well, I'm blanking on guy's name, Pregnon or however you say it from Oregon, offensive guard.
Okay.
You could go Colton Hood too. I do. Colton Hood is flown around a lot at pick 33. So either give me Pregnon or Colton Hood at 33. Either one.
Gotcha. So we'll do Pregnon because you said him first.
Yeah.
So if we now moved on, let's see settings, see if I can't like switch it up to like we'll do more picks instead of everybody else. We'll just do the Jets. All right. So at 44 for the Jets, who would you like to take?
Give if the board is falling this way,
Hmm.
give me Jacob Rodriguez. I don't care. Because then now you can truly use Arvell Reese of how you want. And then actually, you just see my second favorite corner in the draft. Apologies. I didn't see that he would be
Let me
left.
scroll down and let you see what all is available
No, no, no.
before
You can
we.
stop the list. Chris Johnson. Give me Chris Johnson. His technique is absolutely crazy. I get it, he played at San Diego State, smaller D1, but I don't care. Give me a corner at 44.
Okay. All right. So pick 103. Who are the Jets picking?
This scares me. Can you scroll down a little bit? My God.
Absolutely can.
Yeah, give me Caleb Proctor.
Okay.
I know he's smaller, right? But he's so versatile, like on the line. He can kind of shift a little bit. And I think he could be a good stunt guy for us. Not a starter, not a day one starter by any means. I think we're fine at D tackle, but fill in depth, the depth where you need it. Give me Caleb Proctor.
All right. And then last two picks. So at 140.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Needs are kind of everywhere. Can you click? Yeah, click. Go up to the top, scroll up some, and click running back for me. Because I'm going running back here regardless. I want to see who they have left. Emmett Johnson, no, thank you. Nick Singleton. If we're going our guy who they like the most, give me Katron Allen. Um, I get it. He's the second Penn State running back, but apparently Muji loved him at Penn State's pro day. So give me Allen here. We're drafting Brees Hall's replacement eventually. So just keep adding guys so you kind of get there.
Do you find there? And then the last pick. And then we can I think that's it.
Yep, that should have been it. Yep.
All right. Let's see how they graded the Jets draft based on how we made this mock draft out.
Let's see how bad PFF thinks I am.
B minus,
B.
B minus. They gave you an A for Chris Johnson.
I figure, yeah. And the running backs are hard because they think running backs fall so far, but I feel like people reach a little bit more running backs than they think in the past. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah,
Well, bro, I appreciate you taking the time for us to get this mock draft in. Always great trying to link up with you and get
yes,
this stuff
sir.
in and I'm excited for the draft this week, man. It's gonna be fun. Um, like I said, and even though we had guys like Lamu and not in the first round, even Ty Simpson, those are guys
Hmm.
we actually do believe are probably gonna go in the first round. We're just kind of trying to
Yeah,
like it was like a mix of like what we think our GMs are gonna do and kind of like what we think they should
correct.
do, kind of. So it wasn't like completely accurate. So it was like kind of like a scatterbrained uh
Yeah,
mindset in terms of how we wanted to approach this mock draft, but definitely something that we feel like makes sense in our own twisted way. Mock drafts at the end of the day are just you know they're
they're
they're they're,
guesses.
they're guesses and they're fun guesses at the end of the day.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll see how it all shakes out. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you guys next time. But until next time, we hope you keep it inside the lines. Let me stop the recording.